DHA is an essential brain food. It boosts neurotransmission, cognition, memory, learning. It reduces brain inflammation, and it assists in the repair and the growth of new brain cells. DHA is an omega-3 fatty acid. It's crucial for the healthy structure and the function of your brain at all ages. It impacts your brain's signaling systems, your neurotransmitters, memory, learning, focus, and attention, and it helps to reduce and even repair cognitive decline. The famous Framingham Heart Study followed 899 men and women who were free of dementia. The subjects had a median age of 76 years, and they were followed for 9 years for the development of dementia and Alzheimer's. Results from the study showed 99 new cases of dementia, including 71 of Alzheimer's. The researchers concluded that those with the highest levels of DHA were associated with a significant 47% reduction in the risk of developing all-cause dementia. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, is your brain's growth hormone. DHA has the ability to turn on your brain's BDNF. DHA helps your brain to build new neural pathways. This is critical for maintaining a healthy brain and for optimizing neural signaling and cognition. DHA acts as an anti-inflammatory by reducing the enzyme COX-2. Inflammation is a key factor in Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and every other neurodegenerative disease. DHA is an omega-3 fatty acid. Your brain is made up of 60% fat, and much of that is DHA. Your body doesn't make DHA on its own, so you must get it from food or a supplement. And if you're vegan, you're at serious risk of a DHA deficiency. Foods that are rich in DHA include fish, fish oil, krill, and other crustaceans and algae. But fish don't make the DHA. The fish and other marine predators get it from smaller fish and crustaceans that feed on the algae. It's algae that has the enzymes to produce the DHA that we need to remain healthy. DHA from eggs and some dairy products only supply around 20 milligrams of DHA per day. DHA is essential for maintaining brain health, memory, and learning functions. It also reduces brain inflammation, stimulates new nerve cell growth, and assists in brain repair. Your brain is composed of 60% fat. 15 to 20% of your cerebral cortex is DHA. Even the retina in your eye is 30 to 60% DHA, making DHA the most essential nutrient for eye and brain health. The highest level of DHA is found in phosphatidylserine and phosphatidylethanolamine. Lower levels are found in phosphatidylcholine. Phosphatidylserine makes up about 70% of neuron tissue mass. It helps in the storage, release, and activity of neurotransmitters and receptors. Phosphatidylcholine also makes up part of the neuron tissue mass, and it helps in maintaining cell structure, fat metabolism, neural signaling, and activation of a number of enzymes. Phosphatidylethanolamine is part of neuron cell membranes. It's involved in cellular signaling. Phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylethanolamine, and phosphatidylcholine are all called phospholipids. Together, they alter the fluidity of cell membranes. Changing the fluidity of cell membranes alters their permeability and their protein activity, and it influences cellular signaling. Made up largely of DHA, these cellular membranes regulate the entry into the cell, and they control neuroreceptor function. This facilitates cellular communication between and within the cells. DHA also reduces inflammation by regulating the proteins and the enzymes within the cells, and it boosts the production of anti-inflammatory compounds that protect cells. DHA maintains the activity of certain enzymes that control electrical signaling between the cells, and it regulates the brain cell concentration of phosphatidylserine, which is vital for cell survival. DHA also regulates calcium oscillations, which are involved in neurotransmitter release, mitochondrial function, gene activation, oxidative stress, and brain cell development and growth. Most medical authorities and scientists agree that omega-3 oils are important for good health. Omega-3s boost brain function, decrease inflammation, reduce the incidence of fatal heart attacks and strokes, help autoimmune disease, and improve vision. Few appreciate the difference, though, between DHA and EPA. The ratio of DHA and EPA varies a lot in commercial omega-3 supplements. Most have higher concentrations of EPA to DHA, mainly because it's cheaper to manufacture and has less of a fishy odor. Studies show that most of the brain's health benefits of omega-3s are derived from DHA rather than EPA. One study in Chicago followed 815 residents from 1993 to 2000. The study subjects were between 65 and 94 years of age. 131 study participants developed Alzheimer's disease. Those who ate fish at least once a week had 60% less risk of Alzheimer's when compared to those who didn't eat fish. Researchers found that it was the intake of DHA rather than EPA that reduced the risk factor in them getting Alzheimer's. EPA made no difference whatsoever. Fish and marine oil supplements like krill oil are a source of DHA and EPA because they get it from algae. Plants contain another omega-3 called alpha-linoleic acid. Technically, alpha-linoleic acid can be converted to DHA and EPA, but most modern humans lack the ability to convert plant source omega-3s into all the DHA that our brain needs. A DHA deficiency has been linked with lots of problems, such as problems with attention, learning, and memory, depression, anxiety, aggression, anger, suicide risk, bipolar disorder, Alzheimer's disease, and schizophrenia. Not having adequate levels of DHA in the brain causes things to break down. If the inadequate intake of DHA goes on for a while, disease starts to set in, including neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and cancer. DHA makes up much of the grey matter in the brain. It's an integral part of cell membranes and their function. Your brain is 60% fat, and a large part of that is DHA. The good news is degenerative conditions can not only be prevented by adding DHA to your diet, but some of them can be reversed. In one study, researchers worked with 485 elderly subjects with memory problems. They saw significant improvements with those taking 900 milligrams of DHA per day for 24 weeks when compared to the control group. In another double-blind placebo-controlled trial, scientists worked with 49 women aged 60 to 80. One group received 800 milligrams per day of DHA for 4 months. The researchers found those who were using the DHA had a significant improvement in verbal fluency scores and an improvement in memory and learning. Chances are, when you start using DHA, you won't feel it. There's no profound stimulating effect. But if you suffer from chronic depression, within a few weeks you might feel the depression lift. After supplementing with DHA for a while, your cognition will be better. You'll be able to think clearer and quicker. Your memory and ability to learn will improve, and you'll likely have more energy and motivation. But it's unlikely that you'll attribute these improvements to adding the DHA to your diet. DHA is crucial for an optimally functioning brain. DHA impacts your brain structure, signaling systems, neurotransmitters, memory, learning, focus, and attention. In a study with 41 university students in Japan, scientists compared a high DHA diet of 1.5 grams per day to a placebo. This was recorded over 3 months to see the effects on hostile responses. The researchers found a 27% incidence of hostile answers in the placebo group when nothing extraordinary was going on, and a hostile response rose to 92% during the final exams. There was no increase in hostility among those who were taking the DHA supplement. These people even found the DHA supplementation significantly reduced hostility among the university staff. As your brain ages, there's an increase in membrane rigidity. This causes changes in synapses, resulting in a decrease in transmitter release. Long-term potentiation is affected, which impairs the development of memories. Several studies have shown that DHA can support healthy levels of these neurotransmitters. In one study with aged rats, the researchers restored neurotransmitter release in the hippocampus and they reversed age-related memory problems. Adding omega-3 fatty acids to the rats' feed for the 8 weeks raised concentrations of DHA in their brain and it reversed the age-related memory impairment. DHA also has an effect on the neurotransmitters serotonin, norepinephrine, acetylcholine, glutamate, and dopamine. Deficiencies in DHA have been shown to lower levels of dopamine, resulting in problems with attention and learning. DHA even plays a role in neurotransmitter receptor function. DHA affects brain cell membrane structures, including neuroreceptors. Some of these receptors communicate inside the cells when they're stimulated by glutamate, serotonin, and acetylcholine. The number of these receptors can be increased by adding DHA to your diet. A recommended daily dose of DHA is 1,000 milligrams. Fish oil supplements vary in the ratio of DHA to EPA. Salmon naturally contains more DHA than EPA. A supplement from algae may contain only DHA, but the algae may have a greater absorption. Recall that fish and krill don't produce the DHA on their own. Marine life get their DHA from algae in the wild. Most brands of fish oil have been proven safe and free of mercury, and they don't contain unsafe PCBs. To further avoid the contaminants in an unrefined supplement, choose a fish oil or omega-3 that's made from small, oily fish like anchovies or sardines. Fish oil capsules commonly have both DHA and EPA. Capsules with EPA are not recommended for infants or small children because they upset the balance between DHA and EPA during early development. This also applies to pregnant women. Fish oil could cause minor side effects like loose stools, upset stomach, or belching. Fish oil may lower blood pressure, so if you're already taking a medication for blood pressure, you should check with your doctor first. If your supplement contains EPA, it could interact with blood thinners and increase bleeding. The same is true for aspirin. But this isn't true for DHA. DHA-only supplements do not thin the blood. Fish oil supplements may lower blood sugar levels, so be careful if you're on diabetic medication. Omega-3 fatty acids may reduce some of the side effects of cyclosporin, which is used to stop a rejection after an organ transplant. DHA is one of the most important foods that you can add to your diet. Your brain is 60% fat, and much of that fat is DHA. It's critical for brain cell repair and regeneration, or neurogenesis, and it's an integral part of neural signaling, both between the neurons as well as inside brain cells. DHA has an effect on critical neurotransmitters and neuroreceptors. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory, and it's involved in neuroplasticity. Hundreds of studies on omega-3 and DHA show the benefit in preventing and even reversing neurodegenerative disease.